Welcome to the Crystal Palace Daily News, your place for news, views and reviews on everything to do with Crystal Palace. So if you haven't subscribed yet, do consider doing so that you can get regular updates and also help me reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That would be fantastic if I could do that. So today is the weekly roundup. So this is where I spend the video going through the rumours that I've talked about this week and also giving you any updates, if there are any, on those stories. So don't forget to stick around because there could be an update on something that you've heard this week. And I'm also going to make this a kind of an open forum. So every so often I'm going to be doing this so that in the comments, if there's any questions about Crystal Palace that you want to ask, any transfer stories you've heard or anything like that, then put them in the comments and I'll do my best to try and find out the answer. I can't promise I will, but if there's anything that you've heard about that I haven't covered, then do let me know and I will do my best to give you an answer if I can. Okay, so first of all, I spoke at the beginning of the week about a possible swap for Gallagher, and obviously this is something that's been rumbling on for a long time. There's still loads of stories in the press about Conor Gallagher making a swap to Crystal Palace. It's just rumbling around and around and around. Patrick Vieira was asked about it a little while ago, and he said that Conor Gallagher is still a Chelsea player and that the window is still open, but it's still a Chelsea player until otherwise. So I don't think there is going to be much going on. I know that the things with Conor Gallagher have changed recently, with him being perhaps not as high on the pecking order as he thought he was. I can't see him moving anywhere this year. I think he'll probably, at least until January, I can't see him wanting to go anywhere. The Hudson-Odoi situation, there was also talk of him doing a swap deal with us, perhaps even with Wilfried Zaha. But I'm going to talk about the Wilfried Zaha situation later on, so stay around for that. But still, he's still linked with us, but there's been no further news on that as far as I can see. The Michael Olise, I covered him a little while ago, saying that Arsenal were interested in him. Again, no news on that, so I think that's probably just a press story to drum up a little bit of business. I don't think there's anything really in that at all. He's still injured, of course, anyway, and but hopefully he should be on the bench. So Patrick Vieira's hoping he'll be on the bench at least for the game tomorrow, so fingers crossed for that. Olise Moriba, he was also something I talked about this week, and again, no news, nothing new about him, just the same old stories about our interest, but nothing closer to anything like that, unfortunately. Giancarlo Ramos, who I spoke about, that we are possibly interested in, he was asked about a link to Newcastle, because apparently Newcastle have also been linked with him, and he said what matters at the moment is Benfica. I'm at Benfica and what matters is Benfica. I paraphrase that, it's not an exact quote, but he's I mean, it doesn't say he's not going anywhere, but he says at the moment he's with Benfica and what matters is Benfica, so read into that whatever you will. And last of all, Anton Semenyo, who I talked about yesterday, I think it was. Obviously no news on him yet. He's still a new news story, so nothing extra has been added to that at the moment. But the Wilfried Zaha situation, I did read something very recently, but again, I don't know whether this is true or not. Apparently it's a journalist who has inside knowledge, or understands that apparently with Crystal Palace, if they were to sell Zaha, would want the full cash deal. So though if he's rated at say 30 million, which apparently he is, then they would want 30 million. They wouldn't be considering a swap deal with him. Any swap deals or any loan deals would be done separately from Wilfried Zaha, and they would want the whole cash amount for him. I don't know whether that's going to happen. I mean, if you believe the story I talked about earlier this week, where they were saying that they're not going to buy any more strikers this window, then I can't see them getting rid of Zaha, because if they get rid of Zaha, that's another striker type person that they've got rid of, as well as Benteke, and then they're even lighter at the front. So I can't imagine, if they're not going to think about getting another striker this window, I can't imagine they would then let Zaha go. But anyway, that's what's in the news at the moment, so we'll have to wait and see. Any new updates that happen, I will of course let you know, and the floor is yours to comment on any of those stories, or as I said before, anything that you want to hear about. Put the question down in the comments and I will reply in the comments if I have any news about what's going on with your question. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you later.